Welcome back to Mimas. Here we are with our beautiful view of Saturn. It's a nice sunny morning and we are looking at all the work I've been doing. I should point out I did record a couple of episodes that I've chosen not to upload because I spent an inordinate amount of time chasing down problems that turned out to be, as far as I can tell, a game bug. I was working with this furnace here, which I'm using for creating solid fuel and also degassing all the ores that I mine. And, I put in a hopper to auto feed it, worked a couple of other things in it, and I had a pipe keep bursting. This brown elbow down here at the bottom. And I couldn't figure it out. And it was whenever I restarted a game, the pressure in that pipe would go up to over 200 megapascals. And it would take a while for it to register the fact that there was a lot of pressure in there, and then it would blow up, usually while I was standing here, which led to a rapid translation or transition into those cupboards and the end of my player. Anyway, I've drained everything so that it seems to work okay now and refilled it. It seems to be stable and it seems to be working well. I was also getting random pipe breaks on here as well, on pipes that had no real pressure in them. Couldn't figure it out. In the end, I shut down the machine, did a complete restart, and everything seems to be okay. So it was a temporary glitch, and unfortunately it meant I spent 2 or 3 episodes chasing down a problem that just really existed as a bug. Anyway, changes here. I've added an unloader so that it makes it more fun to load up the chute with ores that need to be gassed. I had decided to use one sorter, because this is just basically splitting out ingots from ores, or ores and then everything else. The ores go into here. I did have it set with a valve and a shut off and an overflow so that they could also go in here as well. So I'd only need the one sorter. But it turned out there were some issues with the shut off valve always keeping one ore back, and it got very difficult trying to keep up with it because the unloader puts so much stuff in here so fast the furnace can't keep up. Yeah, it was just more sensible to unload it. So both of these sorters, they use the same method, basically whitelisting ore. Quick way I think of it, when you're looking at the sorter from here, which I consider to be the back, things go forward, the whitelist goes on the right. So white, right. So that means we're whitelisting ores. So ores will come out this side and drop in here. Everything else comes out here. Same with this one. Better view around this side. So the ores just come out of here straight into the hopper. Everything else comes out the left-hand side and spit back here. So that makes dealing with mass degassing a little bit easier. 2 new buildings, both in progress. This is going to be my Stirling room. At the moment I'm starting with 2, see how we go. Haven't actually fired them up yet. And whatever comes out the waste is just going to end up getting stored here. I may, depending on how hot and how much gas I have to play with, I may add another 2 or 3 in here. And conceivably, I might also add a solid fuel generator. But I don't want to do that until I'm self-sufficient on hydrogen or volatiles, which is why we have this one. This is going to be the greenhouse. It's a lot larger than I normally do because, as I mentioned on a previous thing, really you do need to get heavily into farming. You need to grow a lot of crops. You need to mulch a lot of them, put them through the composter to get the volatiles, and I want to use those volatiles to run the gas fuel generator. Yeah, I could go out and mine hydrogen or volatiles, and I will do it to make some fuel, but I'm not going to. I don't want to have the base run on what resources I can actually pull out of the ground. I would like to become self-sufficient. I don't know how feasible that is on Mimas, because you can put solar panels up, but you would need so many of them to generate enough power for the base. So far I'm managing okay with solid fuel. The solid fuel does last fairly well. Currently got 300 in there, and I think there's at least one stack there, and there might actually be another one in this elbow. So I do have plenty of solid fuel, and that's going to keep me going for quite a while. On the greenhouse, I have piped across the CO2. I haven't actually run it through the Stirlings like I thought I was going to do, because over here, my hot tank, 2,000 degrees, 50 megapascals. That's a lot. I don't want to be adding any more there. Likewise on the waste tank, that's only 500 degrees, but that's at 43 megapascals. So really, I don't want to be adding much more there. I could transfer some of the gas from here to the cooling tank and cool it off. That's probably a good idea, because this is not that much. I should probably add some more. But for the moment, I plan to be connecting the waste tank. It's not actually connected right now with the orange pipe into my Stirlings. But in order for the Stirlings to work, they require an atmosphere. So I am going to have to put some gas in here. And the gas in here has to be colder than what you're putting in. So not quite certain what I'm going to be using yet. Again, if I go to the waste tank, wrong belt. Right, so I've got a fair chunk of CO2, nitrogen, a little oxygen, a lot of pollutants. So what I might do is pull out the CO2 out of here and put it in here and have a large passive cooling system on the roof that will cool it down over time. It's going to take me a while to get this stuff done. And as with a lot of things in Stationeers, once you get to a certain point, you find yourself working on multiple projects at the same time. Filling this thing with Harveys will add, and the grow lights will add a lot of power usage. And I don't have anything to supplement that. I did add a second battery just so I can store more power, but 2 station batteries for a greenhouse that size is not enough. Not when you consider there's a basic base tagged on there as well. So that's what we're going to be working on. I can turn this off because, the computer doesn't even need to be here. Once you've programmed the sorters, you can take the computer away. And the reason I use the computer is I haven't found a way of using chips or IC code to deal with a single classification of ores or ingots. That is available to the sorter computer or the sorter motherboard. I can't find out how I would actually do that using either chips or IC coding. Okay, now inside the base, very little has changed. I got fed up with dealing with the small canning machines, so I put in an oven and automatic thing, packaging machine. That's not good. Why is my fern dead? They're all dead. Does not have correct atmosphere. Okay, am I out of CO2? Well, I have some. Okay, let's have a look. Oh, it needs 1%. I thought it needed half. Ooh. Okay. Well, the mushrooms are doing okay, but they feed off of oxygen, so not really a surprise. Okay, so I do need to get some more CO2 in here. Let's get these out of the way, because I will need those outside. Actually, quick way of doing it, I'll just empty my waste tank. That will give it some. Right, so right now this pipe here should be a vacuum. So, yep. So I will open that up. And this starts to cool it down straight away. But in order to cool it down faster, because right now it's also connected to both of the tanks and the pipes that connect them, she'll shut that off. And now the temperature will drop much faster. So I need to go back inside anyway. And this is where it gets a little bit finicky. Then once it gets to about 50 degrees Celsius, you start pumping it in. It only takes a little while for it to completely drain the pipe. The back pressure regulator set to 0. Turn it on. See, CO2 is going up. And we're not bringing in that much, so it doesn't affect the heat that much. And there we go. It's already drained the pipe. So that's got us up to 3% CO2. And it goes to show you always keep some seeds in reserve, because occasionally things will happen. Food-wise, it's not really that much of an issue. Let's get my suit off to bump up the hygiene. Turn on my light. Bread is a really good thing to make once you have a bit of soy oil and flour. I think it's 200 flour that you need. Because when you drink after it, like with French fries, your thirst rate or thirst satisfaction level, whatever it is, thirst level goes up to 175. Or it would do. There you go. So it gives you a little bit more time outdoors to deal with the other stuff. Okay, right. So we are going to need... Actually, I don't know if I need all these walls. Yeah, next thing I'm going to need is a load more vents. How am I doing for iron? Yeah, okay there. So... yeah, I'll just print 30 odd of those. Oh, one pipe. Whoopie-doo. I also put a shower that'll go here. Incidentally, this is the original oxygen tank that came off the lander, and there's still 5.7 megs in there. I think I used it for refilling once or twice before I got the base set up. strictly speaking, I should just get rid of it, but I hate throwing things away. And much to my wife's chagrin, I'm like that in real life too. Okay. Oh, it would help if you're going out into a vacuum to wear a vacuum suit. I'm also going to have to print up a load of plastic, or tear down the walls and windows that I've put up and replace them with steel variants. Right, right. These are going to live in here. Oh yeah, I did use up all my plastic, didn't I? Okay. Anyway, rather than futz around with showing you the building, because to be honest, it is not the best content. I'm not one of those people that know instantly what I'm going to do and how I'm going to do it. I spend a lot of time standing around looking at things, thinking, okay, what do I want to put where? So I'm going to leave you here and join me when it takes a bit more shape. Thanks for watching. Like, share, subscribe, all that good stuff. And I'll catch you in the next one. 54 Bear out.